which is easy to understand, are called as database diagrams. Okay, so what are the database diagrams? It was a visual tool that allows you to design and visualize a database to which you are connected. So which table is connected to what, that can be easily understood. And when you are designing the data, you can also establish, you can edit, you can create tables, you can add columns, you can add keys, index, relationships within the database. Okay, so if you consider this, just a minute. Hmm. So if you consider this particular diagram, easily you can understand that there is a person table who has ID, last name, first name, age, and ID is the primary key of this table. And also it has some kind of a relationship. This is connected. That means it is having some kind of a relationship, one to many. So this 3 indicates many. This indicates one.
Mm-hmm.
One person can have multiple orders. So here in the order table, we have order ID, order number, person ID. And here primary key is order ID and foreign key is from the person table, which is person ID. So this is easily understood when it is represented in the form of a picture or a diagram, and this is called database diagrams. Or if you see a complex database in a diagram form, it can easily be understood. So these are publishing table, publishers table, employee table, discounts, stores, pub info, titles, sales. And these multiple tables are connected with having multiple relationships. So you can see one-to-many relationship here. This is the one-to-many. The key symbol indicates one, and this is many.
Many.
Yes,
Okay.
one-to-one relationship is, this is one-to-one kind of a relationship. So yeah, and a key, primary key for each table is represented using the key symbol next to that column. And you can see that these are the column names. These are the column names. This is the table name. These are called as database diagrams, which can easily be understood. Okay. So, okay. So I will show you how to create a database diagram now. So on any database, you can create the database diagram. So for example, if I consider our sports database, the first folder, we can have our diagrams created. I'll click on the plus. It will pop up with a message saying the database does not have one or more support objects required to use the database diagramming. Do you want to create them? Yes, I want to create it. I click yes. Now you can start creating the database diagrams. So right click, you will give it will give you an option, new database diagram. You can add any of the tables from your database. These are all from your database, and you can establish the relationship just by clicking add. See, I can add attendance, class number, and click on close. So these are two tables which I've got added, and you can represent. So you can view the table. So if I consider this table, you can view the table. Table view is there. You can view it in the standard form, where it will show what is the data type, whether you want to allow nulls, or you can view it in the column names. Only column names will be visible. Or if you want to check the keys, it does not have any keys. Or if you want only name, it will be only name. The you can view in the whatever type you want. If you don't need it anymore, you can do delete tables from the database. Yeah, it will get deleted here also. And the moment I save, I perform a save operation, save database diagram and click OK. And it will say it will be deleted. Do you still want to continue? I click yes, it's got saved. Now attendance table, if I refresh the tables, it's going to be deleted from the actual database also. So that means any changes you perform on the database diagram will affect the database also directly. Okay. Now let me just add here, let me just do some editing on the existing table. I will view it in the standard way. And here I want to make it as a primary key, class number, and I just right click, set primary key. I'd use this option. Now automatically it became the primary key. And if I want to add some more columns, yes, I can add it here. Class number, class name, and I can choose a data type varchar 50, and it can be null. So automatically you can easily edit the existing table. I perform a save diagram. Sometimes you are not allowed because it has to be recreated, but otherwise many a times it will allow. Okay, so just now it is not allowing me. So let me create another database diagram and show you how things are working. So new database diagram, I will not add any of the existing. I will directly click on close. I want to create a new table. So for example, I create a new table, right click, new table. I will call it as supermarket. Click OK. And I can move it. And I can give the items here, item ID. It's data type int. And I will set this as the primary key. Second column is item name. It's varchar. And it can be null. And there could be price, data type float. Okay, so this is one table which I created, and I'll create another table called as customers and click OK. And I will have here item ID, and this is of the data type int. Okay, I will just make it visible clearly. And customer name, and I'll keep it as it is. And it cannot be null. And here also I can set it as primary key. Okay, so I can perform a save here and it will get reflected directly in the tables. But before that, let me show you the concept how you can create a foreign key relationship here. So item ID here and here. So the customer, this item ID is a foreign key, and here it is the primary key. So how you can link it? Right click, and here there is, you can have a relationships. And I click on add here, and you can see that you can link the tables and column specification. I click on the three dots. So primary key table is the supermarket, and here item ID is the primary key, and in the customers it's item ID is the foreign key. And I click OK, and I click close. The moment I did this, you got a link here establishing a relationship between the two tables. Clear?
Okay.
Yeah. This is
Clear.
how, yeah, this is how you can establish relationships among the database, and also the database diagrams also can be created, can be easily understood, and also I can perform a save database diagram 1. I can say this as market. Click OK. Do you wish to continue? Do you want to make the changes? So I will be having 2 more tables here, supermarket and customers. I click yes. I go back and refresh on the tables. And you must be able to see supermarket and customers. Under the supermarket, I have the columns as item ID, item name and price, the same things. Key is, I have a key, constraints, no constraints. And in the customers, I have the columns as item ID and cust name. Item ID is the FK, foreign key here. And this is how you can understand. So both FK and customers. Everything can be easily edited and linked and easy to understand by creating the database diagrams.